Here's a little trigger warning. I don't hate Jasmine, and that apparently really passes some people off. So if you expect me to drag her slut, shame her, make fun of her looks, tell her to go back to her country, that ain't going to happen in this video, so it might not be the one for you if it's going to make you super upset. Okay, now with that being said, let's get into the recap. How are you going to drink from that water now? You're gross. What the? Than any other human. Well, after having Gino in her mouth, the dog's saliva is probably a million times better. Matt and Jasmine are setting up their nursery for the baby, and Jasmine ordered a pink bassinet, and Matt is like, oh, another pink thing. My whole entire house is going to look like Barbie's dream house. Dude, relax, it's just the nursery, that's going to be pink. Jasmine wants to know why she hasn't met any of Matt's family members yet. Because she's got his baby in her belly. His mother doesn't even know that she's going to be a grandmother. And he's like, oh. But my family is super conservative, they're super religious, and they're traditional, and they're not going to understand the situation. When the time is right, you'll meet them, and she's like, mad. I'm about to pop out in a couple months with meeting them. Like you're gonna have to dress a little more covered you, and stuff like, I don't want to give the lady a heart attack. Oh. So, we have another Darcy-Georgie situation. Interesting. But honestly, I have faith in Jasmine. I don't think she has a problem with dressing conservatively or modestly. I think she knows how to win people over. Matt's just not ready to explain to his entire family. Not only did he get a woman pregnant out of wedlock, but a married woman pregnant. Can you imagine him trying to tell his family that? Oh my God. So, he needs some time to think about how he's going to break the news. He feels like he's going to be cursed by the Romanian community. And Jasmine gets so offended by that. She's like, what do you mean you're going to get cursed? You think I'm a curse, but I get where he's coming from. I think a lot of people in certain communities that are very conservative and traditional, like I feel that I can relate. His parents and the Romanian community would expect a couple to date. SD, and then get engaged, and then get married, and then have a baby. First comes love, then comes marriage, then comes baby in the baby carriage. Remember that, well, you're supposed to be not married, and then we date, then we get engaged, then we get married, and then you have the baby, but this situation is the exact opposite, actually. No, it's not just the opposite. It's way worse, cause Matt entered an open marriage, which they're never going to understand. And then got the woman pregnant, another man's wife pregnant, which definitely wasn't even supposed to happen. Whoa, I couldn't talk. Jasmine's wondering if he's embarrassed of her. She's like, are you embarrassed of me? Mad. And he's like, no, I just need some time to figure it out. Plus, my mom talks about Jesus / by the way, your family doesn't know about me either in Panama. And she's like, but my American family knows you, Donna, Michelle, even Gino. Gino knows about you. Okay. And then he's like, okay, fine, you can meet my Romanian friend, David. And she's like, okay, fine. And he's a good buddy of mine from like years ago. Okay, we're gonna go to dinner with him. So there you go. You're gonna meet one of my buddies. I understand that Matt is scared to introduce me to his family, but this baby is coming anytime. I am 6 months pregnant. So she's months. So let's do some math over here. She's 6 months pregnant, which means there's 3 months left and their family still don't know she's having a baby. At this point, you might as well just wait until you pop it out and then surprise them all at Paris Hilton. Surprise shouting. The guards, are you serious? It's real. Yeah, it's my son. See all them hot dog buns with their coffee in the morning? Matt over here struggling to pull her pants up, the paintings crashing down in the back. It is pure chaos. And soon they're going to have a screaming baby on top of them, screaming at each other. They're going to need those headphones that keep your ears completely open. Do you guys know that those exist? They sit outside your ear, so you can still hear everything, like the baby crying or your partner screaming. Help me with these pawns smart while still listening to your favorite YouTube reality recap, preferably. Wow. This video is sponsored by Raycon, and I have to tell you about their new headphones. So please listen up. You guys know I listen to podcasts and YouTube and watch reality TV basically all day, every day, right? And I recently moved back home with my parents. Yeah, I know I'll be here for the rest of the year, but I've been having to keep one ear out because my parents are always calling for me and my dogs are always pitching and moaning and whining and they need me. So because I want to be able to hear everyone and everything, I've been just putting in one earbud. But then Raken sent me their bone conduction headphones, and I was like, what even is that? There are headphones that don't actually go inside your ear holes. They don't go over your entire ear either. Instead, they use vibrations through your bones to deliver sound. So your ear holes stay completely open and you still hear everything going on around you, but you still get crystal clear music, podcasts, and audio. And I was like, are you freaking hitting me? How did they know that this is exactly what I needed at the exact right time? Like, it's a little creepy, but who cares? I love them. They're also super light, they're flexible, they're comfortable, they have hours of battery, and they're dustproof and waterproof. And unlike certain reality stars that are charging you way too much, for a cameo, Angelo Raken gives you premium performance at an affordable cost. Over 1 million people already love them, including yours truly, and they come with a day happiness guarantee. So check them out by clicking the link in my description box or go to buyraken.com/mythoughtsbc to get % off the bone conduction headphones. Again, that's buyraken.com/mythoughtsb for booty. C for crack to get % off your. That's not it. Well, you got it wrong, huh? That's not what BC means. Not do it right. Okay, that's buyraken.com/mythohtsb for bone. C for conduction. Get % off. I like booty crack better. It's time to meet Matt's friend. Jasmine tries on several outfits, but nothing fits. And Matt's like, come on Jasmine, we gotta go. David's probably already there. I don't know who needs to hear this, but if you're trying to make a good first impression, you never want to be late. You actually want to get there early. Matt talks about how he's worried that once his friend finds out Jasmine's pregnant, since the friend is a part of the Romanian community, that he's going to tell someone. And then that someone's going to tell someone else, and that someone else is going to tell someone else, and then everyone's going to find out and talk. Yeah, that probably will happen because that happens in every community. Who else understands what he's talking about? Me. So Matt and Jasmine meet David. He seems very blah. He's very low energy. Maybe it's all the cameras. To be fair, I would be nervous and awkward too. Hi. Sorry for making you wait. That's okay, I didn't know what to wear. Jasmine's trying to be funny. She's trying to crack some jokes. Like the only thing I know in my ignorance is Dracula. Yeah, and gypsies. You stupid. Why would she say that? The word gypsy is extremely offensive because it's tied to centuries of violence, slavery, and racism against the Romani people. Now I don't know if David is Romani or Romanian or both. I learned while doing research for this part that they're different, and I was so confused because I thought Romani people were Romanian people because they're all from Romania, but that's not necessarily true. And I'll get into it at the end of the video for just in case people aren't curious. And I understand that people use the word gypsy today in a completely different way to express free spirit, boho, nomad, stuff like that, but it still carries the weight of that history. The word that was used while the same people were being enslaved, hunted, and killed. When you're going for first impressions, you probably shouldn't say wild stuff. If you talk about gypsies or you call them a gypsy, it can be very offensive. So Jasmine then asks David to tell her more about Matt's past. Did he have happy panis, which basically means was he a whore? No. Promiscuous? No. He hasn't been married and he hasn't had cats. No. He know what? Not that I know. She's like, I know I'm wife material. How do I know? Because I've been married twice. I'm actually technically married right now. Actually, I'm getting married? No. Okay. I don't know how I feel about that one, but legally, you were a hoe. Matt looks so embarrassed he's shooting daggers with his eyes, signaling her to shut the fork up. Matt really doesn't like how Jasmine overshares and word vomits. He feels like some things are better left unsaid, especially when you first. But Jasmine doesn't care. She's an open book. She wants people to get to know all of her. I'm guessing you're trying to say that you're caring. Yeah, that's what she's trying to say. And that's his. Okay, I think he finally woke up. Jasmine doesn't understand why Matt isn't shouting from the rooftops that he's about to have a baby, but he doesn't understand why she doesn't understand that. This all looks bad, and I'm sorry, but I have to agree with him. If I were her in her situation, I would not say a word. Until I officially got divorced, I would just be too embarrassed. Think up until this point, David was on Matt's side because he was defending him and he was kind of challenging Jasmine. Like, don't you see how this all looks? Don't you understand Matt's point of view? But then it starts to change after Jasmine excuses herself to go to the bathroom in tears, and I think she got upset. Because David wasn't siding with her, he was defending Matt. So she cries, but not in a super dramatic, loud, annoying way. It's like a soft whimper. Like, okay, I'm going to excuse myself. I have to go to the bathroom. So she leaves. And then when she comes back, she's very serious. And this is when the tide started to turn. While Jasmine was being serious, talking about the baby and their situation and how they're going to move forward, Matt kept cracking jokes. Oh, my beautiful roommate so hates me. But the stupid jokes. I'm not your roommate. This is my beautiful girlfriend that hates me. Did you understand, like, this kind of stupidity everywhere? In a few months we're gonna have a... I think you shouldn't be joking when she's upset. Exactly. I think Jasmine is really good at knowing what to say and how to act when she needs to convince people or when she wants people to like her. Listen, I don't think Matt's a bad guy, but I do think he's extremely immature and maybe not the sharpest tool in the shed. And he's way in over his head with the situation. Jasmine's scared because she doesn't know what's going to happen when she divorces Gino. Does that mean she's going to get deported? And getting deported being pregnant, that's a big problem. Because if not, we'll be like, fine, I'm just going back to my country because my family but now this baby makes everything different. And so I don't know when this has been happening, but what's happening with ICE lately is terrifying. It's disgusting, and I'm just glad Jasmine didn't get kidnapped by them and thrown into an ICE facility for them to do God knows what while she's pregnant, because the stories I've heard and seen on the news are horrible. Anyway, it's a bright, beautiful morning, and Jasmine is. Because Gino had emailed her and said we need to talk Jamin. She calls him ring, ring, ring. He doesn't answer. He must be watching. Hello, hi, it's Jasmine. I ended up writing a letter, and I want to read it to you. You could have emailed me the letter, just sending an email. You probably wouldn't even read it anyway. Okay, so here I go. Dear Jasmine, you treated me so horribly daily. It is obvious that you used me to obtain a green card. This was the biggest mistake of my life. And Jasmine goes, oh my God, let me finish this. You stamped me in the bank. To use me, and you broke my heart. I invested so much into this relationship. What did you invest? Tell me what? You and me. All the money that I transferred to you in Panama, a total of $, to Panama during the 3 years of our relationship. You never transferred me any money. Let me finish. You owe me $, for the wedding because it was a scam. I didn't even want the wedding. You wanted $, for the green card, and the K process, for the K. I need for a divorce lawyer also, and all this money adds up to a total of $, So that's what you owe me, you scammer, you fraud. You know I didn't do anything criminal. We got married, and our marriage didn't work out. What do you want from me now? Jasmine, you tricked me, you used me. Jasmine starts to cry. She cannot believe that Gino would stoop this low. Gino, I'm carrying a baby right now, and you're trying to stress me out and get me deported while I'm pregnant. Leave me alone, Jasmine, go back to Panama. And I'll be happy because you are Rahul. Jasmine is a hoe. Jasmine is a hoe. She's like, whoa, all the other things that I did for you, like when I sucked on your cheesy toes, when I gave you endless golden showers kind of person. You are this moment, Jasmine. I just found out you're pregnant with some other. I did, and we were supposed to have a baby together. You never even wanted. I've already gone to immigration. They're gonna deport your plastic pants. I don't care what happens to you and your stupid baby with that ugly man. Did I mention that Matt is so ugly? He's so ugly and short. You're going to hear from immigration. Don't you worry. Jasmine is hyperventilating. She's sobbing. Matt's trying to calm her down. Dino is going on and on and on about how he doesn't give a that she's pregnant and that immigration's going to get her ass, and she finally hangs up. I've already gone immigration. You'll hear from him soon. He's so mad that he can't control her anymore, and he's so mad that she's pregnant with another man's baby. That he's going to do whatever, everything. Anything under the sun to make her miserable and to make sure she doesn't get anything she wants. Yeah. So that's what's going on. I wonder what the status is now. Like, are they divorced? Are they going through a divorce? Well, that's it for the recap.
Whose side are you on?
Are you on Team Jasmine, Team Gino, Team Matt, or Team No One? Let me know in the comments, and I'll talk to you in the next one.
Bye. Don't talk to me. Eat my.
Eat it fast. Eat my. Eat it fast.